Welcome everybody. We're going to be creating this card using a daisy punch and the beautiful bouquet stamp set and the wood crate framelits. So let's get started. We are going to first start out using the framelit to cut out this little image right here. And this is the crate framelit, and we're going to be using the designer series paper that I've already cut down to 1 5/8 by 3 1/4. And on this little die here, it's what is used to make the crate. So you have lines that are going to score and lines that are going to cut. So I've actually put some washi tape on here because these 3 lines are going to score, so it's cut right to that size, and this line here is going to cut. So if it's over a little bit, that works out totally okay. So I'm going to bring the big shot into the picture here, and I've got the magnetic platform on it, so I'm going to just set that upright because then I have a visual of what's going on here. And I'm going to cover it with a plate, and we're going to run this through. And as it runs through, it is going to trim out those little edges that little pieces here to create our image of a crate. And as I mentioned, this is washi tape that I just put on there. And we can clean out these insides with our Stampin' Up! Little brush that we have that will clean out those little strips on the inside. Or you can always take a paper piercer and poke those out. We want to clean those out for the next use, so you'll want to do that. So why don't we set that aside, and now we have our little crate. I actually put the washi tape on the back side of the paper, and then we'll carefully peel this off. And being on the back side, if it tears a little bit, that's okay. So we have that, and this is going to be layered onto a small piece of white cardstock that is 1 7/8 by 3 1/4. Nope, 3 1/2. So what we're going to use are these Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, and these are the perfect width to go between these little planks. And we're going to put quite a few on here because this is designer series paper, so it does not have a lot of thickness to the paper. So a couple won't work. We need to put a few more, and that's okay. You get 300 in a package, 3 sheets, 100 each. So then we're going to place this right on this piece like so. And we've got our layered. And this is going to go onto our card base. Our card base is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And then we're going to place this right on here. And this is my first video, so I'm a little nervous. I know I'm going to talk fast, and I should have actually put this white cardstock on here first and then layered these dimensionals. And what I did was I did that backwards. So like I said, a little nervous on that. So now we want to put our daisies on here. So what we're going to use is some scratch paper for punching our daisies. We need 6 altogether. And what I do is I turn my punch upside down. We've got this lever here that locks your punch, and you can place it right in here. Upside down allows me to see visually that I'm getting all my punch within the cardstock, or the cardstock within the punch, and punch those out. So I need 6 of these all together, and you can actually get 6 out of a half a sheet of cardstock, a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 piece of cardstock. Now what I like to do is take the bone folder, hold on real tight here, and lightly curl these petals. That's going to give this flower a little bit of a dimension, and you want to do that to all 6 of these flowers. So to save some time ahead of time, I've got those done. And now what I'm going to do is put 2 together. And you can use your fast fuse, which I've got here, or you can use your snail or mini glue dots. And we're going to offset these, and so you kind of offset those to put those 2 together. So we need 6 of those, so 6 and in 3 clusters. What we also want to do is take the leaf punch And I have Pear Pizzazz cardstock here, just a scratch piece. Also turn this upside down, punch out 2 of these leaves, and you can get those out of scratch paper also. Now what I'm going to do for this is attach them with our mini glue dots. I just leave the mini glue dot right on the paper there, press your object to it, pick that up, and then just place that right behind 2 of these daisies. The third one's not going to have a leaf on it in this card design, and we're going to take that one and then we're going to place that behind. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pop these up with dimensionals, and I'm going to start out with the one with no leaf. Just take that and we're going to put that one down towards the bottom left of the crate. We'll take the next one and we're using the dimensionals to attach these. We'll attach that one just a little bit higher, and we'll tuck that one underneath and make sure the leaf stays within our border here. This cardstock is crushed curry. It goes with the Designer Series paper. This is the Color Theory Designer Series paper. It comes 6 by 6. There's 3 or 4 different colors. There's the crushed curry, berry burst, dapper denim, and old olive. So now we've got that like so. And right here what we're going to do is take a 1/2 inch circle punch that is cut out of the crushed curry, punched with the crushed curry cardstock. Then we're going to also take the 1 3/8 inch circle punch, and the stamp set used for this project is called Beautiful Bouquet. What I love about this, along with the beautiful flowers arrangements you can do and lots of little pieces here, you get 37 pieces in this stamp set, are all the sentiments you have in here, and they're font. They're really, really pretty. We're going to use Thanks a Bunch, and then I couldn't have picked a better friend than you. Those are the 2 that we're going to use for this card. So I've stamped this ahead of time. It is a photopolymer stamp set, so you need to clear blocks for that. And then I like stamping first and then punching, so then you can line that up. We're going to adhere this. Oops, you gotta do a little check to get that to stop, to come out, to stop. And now I have a little bit of excess right here. A good way to eliminate that is with a little eraser here. We're going to just erase that excess adhesive. And this is just going to go right on our cards, our little crate with no dimensionals. We're going to place that right like so. Now we're going to use the facet, or why don't we go ahead and put the inside. I mentioned we're using the greeting here. I couldn't have picked a better friend than you for the inside. So we'll go ahead and place that in. This fast fuse is permanent, so I usually put about 1 inch and 1.25 on each side. And then when I put the inside of my card in, I'm layering this in equal spacing on these 3 sides. And because this extends this way, if it's off a little bit there, that's okay because it all extends. So that kind of helps center that. So the last thing we need to do is embellish these flowers, and we're going to use the faceted gems. They come in the clear or the gold. Now the gold is really a pretty gold, but I wanted a little bit more vibrant for this. So there's a couple ways you can do that. Our Stampin' Blends are an alcohol base, so you could color these in. But the problem I see with this is these are a rough surface gem, so you're going to wear down the tip, the brush of your blend. So I want to save that. So I'm just going to purchase inexpensive permanent marker in yellow. And if you take the gold ones and color those in, you get a crushed curry color. If you take the silver ones and color those in, you get color on them, not in, but color around the surface. You get more of a daffodil delight. So if you want a brighter, you go with the clear. If you want a richer, you go with the gold. So we've got 3 flowers to color in. And so what we're going to do is take a paper snips. You can use a paper piercer. I like working with the paper snips. And what I'm going to do is kind of use it as a little tool to pick up these gems and place them on the card. Now doesn't that just pop out that color? Bring those flowers to life. Oops, we'll kind of get that. Hopefully I'm still on camera there. And then that last one is going to go right up on this top flower. Now these are attached with dimensionals, and we've added thickness here, so this is an extra postage card because of the thickness of the card. It's not the weight, it's too thick to be your forever stamp. So you do need to use extra postage for this. And this designer series paper, as I mentioned, comes in 4 different colors. So I've made a card with each one of these colors, and I hope you've enjoyed this project. Happy stamping!